Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hopefully, you all had a good Easter. If you have kids, hopefully, you were able to get out there, do some Easter egg hunting, modify it if possible. Always loved the holidays when I was young, and to this day, still do. The great part about being an American, all the great holidays we have. I was just cruising around the internet looking for some stories, just seeing what was going on, and I came across this. I saw the title. I didn't want to overreact to it. Decided I wanted to give it a read, though. So this is from Charlie Kirk. He's the founder and president of Turning Point USA. Don't know much about him. All I know is that it's a conservative organization. I don't follow their work, so I don't know what they do. But he says here, opinion piece, Charlie Kirk. Will Christians stand up against a godless Kentucky government? I did hear on Saturday, I can't recall if it was the mayor or the governor that was banning like drive-through services they were trying to do, but let's go ahead and read it real quick. I'm sure they'll talk about it more and give you more information than I have right now. On Friday, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announced that on Easter Sunday, police will be ordered to visit any church where the parish has decided to hold services and photograph the license plates of the cars in the parking lots. The registered addresses of those cars will then be sent to the health department. Those workers will then go door to door and place the residents of that home under house arrest for the next 14 days. That being said, is that really a big deal? Because aren't we all pretty much under house arrest anyway? They're calling this a quarantine and not house arrest because quarantine sounds better than house arrest. This is also designed to get the public to buy into the idea because calling it what it is, religious persecution and a police state, terms generally frightening to sensible folks, is alarming. Calling it a quarantine sounds like something that promotes the public good and the general will, two terms collectivists can rally around. The governor turned dictator did not specify if the house arrested members will be forced to wear ankle monitors. What I'm wondering is, both in the particular Kentucky case and around the country in general, where is the protest and opposition to this government lockdown of Christian places of worship? In a country where religious freedom is literally part of our founding and codified in our Constitution, why do people seem more likely to insist that a local 7-Eleven remain open than that the corner Presbyterian church has a Sunday service? We do have some heroes out there who are making a stand. They deserve to be recognized. Last week in Thousand Oaks, California, Councilman Rob McCoy, also the pastor at Godspeak Calvary Chapel, resigned from his elected position so that he could defy the state's shutdown order and administer communion to his parish members on Palm Sunday. While the church did conform to social distancing guidelines, I can't wait for that PC term to disappear from our vocabulary, Kirk says. By allowing only 10 parish members in at a time, they refuse to be denied the right to worship. Rob McCoy is a hero. Last Saturday, pro-life Christian activist David Benham was arrested outside a North Carolina abortion mill for the sin of providing counseling to women contemplating ending their child's life. An exercise of faith confronted by an exercise of a police state. David Benham is a hero. My friend Jerry Falwell Jr. has reopened part of Liberty University, a private Christian-based school. Despite being relentlessly attacked and threatened, he has stood firm against abandoning his and his students' constitutional rights. Jerry Falwell Jr. is a hero. Our battle for religious freedoms goes back to our very beginning. America was settled early by groups who were seeking freedom from religious persecution. Both the Pilgrims of the early 1600s wanted to break from the Church of England, and the Puritans a decade later wanted to reform the same church, risked their lives to make a perilous cross-ocean voyage so that they could freely practice their faith. There were other drivers, but faith was at the forefront. We get his stance on this. I wanted to get down to some of the comments, but if you're reading this article, go ahead and read that. I'll leave that up for you. Pause it so you can read the rest of this. All right, so here we go. Some of the comments. Jerry Falwell is a hero. Jesus wept. Somebody says you win. Again, I don't know much about Falwell and what he does. Obviously, other than what was described here in him founding a university, I don't know what the man talks about. I don't know what he stands for personally. I don't know his views on anything specific other than the religious aspect. Someone says here, as a Christian, this article is ridiculous. This is not religious persecution. Shutting down churches during a pandemic is simply common sense. Somebody agrees. Someone here talks about Newsweek allowing Kirk to publish drivel. Newsweek seems to have a lot of interesting articles. They at least have a broad spectrum. There was one I saw by a woman of color who was saying that picking a woman of color for Biden's VP was essential. Another one was saying Biden was the only one who could unite the country. So say what you want about this article or any of those other ones, at least they have a wide spectrum of individuals who are contributing. Another person says here it's not religious persecution. If the government were shutting down just churches and not other events with large crowds, you would have an argument, but they are not. This is a public health emergency. Gatherings of large crowds are dangerous to us all, not just those who attend. Yeah, we get the point. Another person says here, what if it is persecution? Christians survived, grew because of persecution. Honestly, we need more persecution to weed out the hypocrisy in the American brand of fake Christianity. Interesting. Another person in response says, maybe one day it will return to its true self. I know in the past Kirk's taken some heat for some of his stances in terms of the alphabet community and kind of their inclusivity within the whole Christianity framework. Those of you on the right end who are Christians or who are familiar with this guy probably recall that. Again, I didn't get much into what that whole thing was about other than kind of like a surface level thing, which I just mentioned. You individuals out there likely know a lot more about it. So I would tend to agree with the comment here that if the government were just shutting down one segment, right? I get what he said about 7-Elevens because I was driving around just a night ago. And it's true, there was nothing open. It was just like CVS's, gas stations, and liquor stores. And I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing the same thing. But to get back to it, it's like a lot of times you have these sensationalized headlines and sensationalized point of views. Now, whether you're a Christian on the right or whether you're not or on the left, you know, there's sensationalized headlines coming from all sides, all colors, all religions. It's just what happens. And I think that when you have individuals out there who are taking it to this extreme, whatever side they're on, I think that's what gets a lot of people to tune out and what really causes them to lose a lot of credibility. So we have our beliefs. If you're strongly into church and you're really strong into the Bible and Jesus and all that stuff, whatever your religion may be, if it's not Christianity, if you're really hardcore into it, though, I think you would probably have a lot better perspective on this. Does this bother you? Do you see this as persecution, or do you just kind of see this, like Frank up there says, it's kind of like a thing where it's more of a public safety measure than a religious persecution thing? Do you think this is more of Charlie Kirk just trying to get at the clickbait aspect of it, just to throw something out there that's sensationalized? Or then again, does he really feel this way? Does he really feel like this is persecution? When he wakes up on Sunday or now Monday or Tuesday, does he really feel like Christians are being persecuted because of this? I don't know. I mean, I guess that's only for him to answer, but the more hardcore religious type individuals out there who are watching this video, that's something for you to answer as well for yourself. Is this persecution for you, or is this just kind of, like I said, a public health thing? But thanks for watching. Short video, just wanted to give that a read actually once I saw the title and to see mainly what people were talking about. So take care everybody. Again, hopefully you enjoyed your Easter Sunday and you're out there being safe and being well. Thanks for watching.